Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Sudoku Universe. So, in between the last episode, I did some more dumb puzzle solving by just turning on the hints to show only possible solutions. And I probably will do that in between each episode going forward, in that I want to, before the last episode, have all 30 of the easy done. That way we can be certain that it will unlock the infinite, because there is a small possibility that the infinite puzzles, which I assume are random generated, may only unlock after you've done all 100 of the puzzles. And if that's the case, that is a very high demand, particularly considering maybe people just want to live in the realm of easy Sudoku puzzles and not bother trying the medium or the hard. And the hard are fairly difficult puzzles. I did not find the Master Ninja to be fairly difficult for the one puzzle we did. So then the question would be, as far as whether the Pro Pack is any difficult. Now, it's worth also pointing out here that Jigsaw Sudoku is a variant of Sudoku and does not play the same way. And Killer Sudoku is a variant of regular Sudoku and does not play the same way. And the Cracking the Cryptic games on Steam are exactly the same too. And that's why there are so many of them. There's about 9 of them, it feels like. So you're buying one game to get that one variant of Sudoku, when in any other video game, I would almost certainly say you shouldn't have to live under those kinds of limitations, and that you would just have a better video game overall by having a more varied experience, where sometimes it would give you a Jigsaw Sudoku puzzle, or sometimes it would give you a regular Sudoku puzzle. And I could see where some people might not like some of the variants, but you don't inherently make a video game with the expectation that everybody's going to like every sub-game, mini-game mechanic. If Skyrim was made, for instance, and it was designed in such a way where they felt everybody had to like the crafting and the letterworking and the long-range attack and the two-handed short-range sword-swinging attacks and playing as a mage and casting spells, I mean, you just never release a game if you were like Skyrim, if that was the case. Skyrim is the exact opposite of that. It gives you a bunch of different options in hopes that you will find things. Skyrim probably fails at that, in that more often than not you end up being a stealth archer, regardless of what decisions you really want to focus on. But yeah, it's weird that Sudoku puzzles are that way. And then there's another thing that definitely occurs to me as I will continue to work on this puzzle, in that I really have no problem showing every single solution in Puzzle Chambers, which is also a top-down game I recently covered, and yet I feel it is not beneficial or good content to show the solution to every single one of these Sudoku puzzles. And I think a big part of that is because Sudoku is just such a simple paper puzzle game from its origins. I don't have that same feeling like I can have a deep enough understanding of any individual layout of a Sudoku puzzle where I can sing its praises. Now, again, I'm mentioning Cracking the Cryptic quite a bit here, because obviously I've been a little too obsessed with him lately. mostly, a lot of his videos I just watch to fall asleep to, so I'm not even catching the full solutions. But yeah, he clearly has a deep understanding of math and Sudoku puzzles, and is capable of criticizing and making commentary on them, the Sudoku puzzles, way better than I am. So him potentially covering every single puzzle seems doable. But also that's the only thing his Cracking the Cryptic YouTube channel does. So they really are becoming a master at that one concept. And that one kind of game, where I'm a much more general video game player who plays a whole bunch of different types of video games. I guess inherently this has to be 3 because it can't be this, and one of these has to be 3. I mean, am I right about that? I don't think I am. Let's not make a mistake very early in the puzzle. A 4 like this kind of isn't doing anything. Feels like these Power Pro puzzles, or Pro Pack puzzles, yeah, I guess that's what they were called, are setting me up for more of a challenge, which that does make some sense to label something that would be difficult puzzles as a Pro Pack. Although using the term professional doesn't make a lot of sense when you're speaking on the terms of doing Sudoku. I doubt there are more than 2 people in the entire world that somehow managed to figure out how to get paid and make a profession out of solving Sudoku puzzles. There probably are more than 2. There's probably a few people who are making Sudoku puzzle books and testing them out before sale. Although, in all fairness, that very possibly is completely computer automated at this level. Need a 6 either here or here. Yeah. And certainly it's easier to be a critic around a game like Portal Revolution or Rethink, either the new or the old version of Rethink, because each of those puzzles just have way more substance to them. They have way more to talk about. They're 3D, they're ambitious. I can point certainly to some small element in the environment to talk about. For instance, like in Portal Revolution, you see sunflowers in a few locations. It doesn't mean that much, but it is something to talk about. I can't really talk about a blue color gradient in the background. I can't really talk about a 1 in any one specific position. This gives the whole game a slightly like minimalistic, soulless feeling to the whole experience. And these single screen Unity games, even in their screenshots, you can tell are going to be fairly minimalistic. And there's, I imagine, a ton of challenges if you were to try to make a Sudoku puzzle squeeze onto a fairly small cell phone screens. We don't really make small cell phone screens anymore. If anything, we make larger and larger cell phone screens, but if you got to a point where you can't really tap on each individual square, where you can't see each individual pencil mark, panning and dragging to scroll up and down, left and right in the Sudoku puzzle doesn't make a lot of sense. I imagine somebody has also tried to do a three-dimensional Sudoku puzzle, although if you were going to do a three-dimensional Sudoku puzzle where there would have been a foreground, a midground, and a background, that might require introducing more numbers than 1 through 9. That's another interesting part about Sudoku, is that you would think for what is a fairly irrational, it feels like, but consistent dislike of using the number 4, because it sounds like the word death in Japanese, shi. You would think then that Sudokus, as they were super popular in Japan, would have potentially removed the 4 and put a 0 instead. It wouldn't have changed anything. Not on a classic Sudoku puzzle. It would change things on more variants of Sudoku. So this could be a 7. Nope, this can't be a 7, so this has to be a 7. And then this could be a 7. It could be a 7. That can be a 7. You get this little audio feedback where it plays 1 note higher every time you click. Until it eventually cycles around. Which that's nice, but it's not really leading to a higher score because you're not being scored. So it doesn't take that next step. And this jazz music for the 2 or 3 songs this game seems to have all stands out way too much. It's not quiet enough, not calming enough. Let's see if we can maybe get it that way, if we just brought down the music down rather low. I don't think it's still going to work there, because he's playing on like a steel drum, and so the steel drum beat is just going to come in and be fairly jarring every time it's played. And then the piano, which is notes that are being played, are going in, and then there's long pauses of silence, which, yeah, means after a long pause of silence, any new note played on any instrument would be noticeable. Like, inherently, the jazz-like nature, and I'm really not an expert in music. If anything, I'm a complete idiot when it comes to music, but I feel like jazz, if I was to guess, is designed so you notice each individual note, where a more classical style of orchestra music, you would have more of a backing song, like strings and horns and things like that, all playing, and if you can get the volume low enough, they will just constantly be playing. There won't be long pauses of nothing, and eventually it becomes background noise, where jazz, I don't think, is supposed to be background noise in its intended way in which it's designed. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that, but I can certainly say in this instance, music sounds pretty bad. And it only gets worse if we turn it down. Let's just look at how terrible it gets if you mute it completely. Then it's just absolute silence in that instance. And the number of beeps and boops and clicks in the game are going to be extremely minimal in this case. I've got absolutely nothing here. And when the beeps and boops do happen, they're going to stand out even more. If it's totally muted. No 6 here, no 6 here. And so, yeah, this really doesn't work if you absolutely hate the music. Set that back on. I can't really complain about the number of settings overall, though. Being able to change the resolution, being able to be in full screen or windowed mode, all makes sense. It is a little crazy that there isn't controller support, but I would like to point out we really have failed to see any major improvements in controller design for quite a while now. And as such, if I was going to try and make controller support for this with like an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, I really have no way of figuring out how to do that easily. Like, you could have a right stick move a mouse cursor all over the place, or you could have a D-pad moving up and down in locations, but there's not 1 through 9 buttons on a controller, and it would be fairly difficult to have like a selection wheel pulling the left trigger or right trigger and then cycling between 1 through 9. And there's not something you could do. Now on a Steam Deck with its dual touchpads, if you could directly access them, maybe you could make the left touchpad be a situation where if you tap in the top left, you'll select this, and then if you tap the right touchpad in the top left, you'll select that. But even at that, if you have both thumbs on 2 touchpads on a Steam Deck, I don't know how you click or pencil mark at that point, and I don't know how you would select a number. Sudoku obviously is just not designed for video games. It's designed for being done on paper, where you have a human hand, where it becomes very natural that you would just be able to write in a number. And even that is probably not that natural for most people these days. Kids still write in school, but they're not writing that much. They pretty much get to typing fairly quickly. And certainly they're not using old-fashioned QWERTY keyboards to typewrite in their leisure time. They're using cell phones to type with their thumbs or text or voice input. So yeah, even the idea of you need to write numbers clearly and legibly because you'll be writing checks your whole life is pretty much a logical fallacy in modern times. So either this or this is 9. It can't be 9 because of these. Can't be 9 because of this. So that means this row and this row can't be 9. Which means that or that or that's 9. It's been 17 minutes already. It definitely doesn't feel like we've made a significant amount of progress. These two can't be 9. Now we're hearing the clock ticking sound effect, which is particularly off-putting. So 9, no 9 here, no 9 here, which means that could be 9, that could be 9, and that could be 9. So it probably means I can't do anything more. Don't think I can do anything with the ones. Could this be 2? Seems like it could be. Could this be 2? No. Could this be 2? Yes. Could this be 2? No. Could this be 2? Yes. Could this be 2? Yes. That music ended fairly abruptly. Only this and this can be 2. We pretty much have no 2s really stopping anything here. It does kind of feel like if you have the show only possible moves, the game might help you a little bit more. When, for instance, if I was to find that this is a 2 and mark this as a 2, it's not unpencil marking the 2 here, which I'd like to be able to toggle that on or off as an option. It is a crutch, certainly, if the game starts playing for you, but you could also very easily describe that as an optimization. And a very potentially useful optimization if you want to play that way. Moving on to 3s. It does seem like I'm just going to have to mark every possibility. Although it is also possible that if I am just pencil marking every possibility, I am very possibly just missing what would be the next direct step to making progress. And if I could just find that next direct step of progress, then I might be in a better position. Could this be 4? Could this be 4? Could this be 4? Could this be 4? And could could this be 4? Yep. A 4 can't be here. Could a 4 be here? A 4 can't be here because of that. 5. Could this be 5? Could this be 5? Could this be 5? These can't be 5. These can't be 5. Could that be 5? Yes. Could this be 5? Could this be 5? Could that be 5? Moving on to 6. Do we have all the information marked? Could this be 6? No, because of that. Could that be 6? No, because of that. Which means a 6 has to be in this column, which means a 6 has to be in this column. That's just how that would work out. Which means a 6 could be here, but a 6 seems like it could also be here. And the 6 could be here. And the 6 could be there. And the 6 could be here. I think I may have pencil marked too many things there. Let's just leave it though, I guess. Too many things is better than too little things. There's just a lot going on here as far as possibilities being open, but no real solution being available. Nothing eliminating it down to just one possibility. "25 minutes and feels like we barely filled in a single correct answer. Have we even filled in a single correct answer? Let me ask that question. Is there a single orange number on this grid? No, there isn't. So we've basically gotten what feels like nowhere. Could this be an 8? Yes. Can't be an 8 here. Could this be an 8 here? Yes. Could this be an 8? Yes. Could that be an 8? Yes. And then I don't think there's anything stopping any of these from being an 8. I don't think there's anything stopping any of these from being an 8. If anything, I should probably target this and this, because this may be where the 8s go, and that might be the solution. Although this clearly can't be an 8. Could this be an 8? Don't see why not. Same is true for that. Same is true for that. Could this be an 8? Seems possible. Seems possible. That could be an 8. That could be an 8. I think this is probably highlighting exactly why it's not worth it to look at numbers where you have 7 or 8 empty spots. You're just not going to have enough hints for anything. And I have no idea. Pretty much any of these boxes I think could be an 8. If we're just to continue down that path. Because we have no knowledge whatsoever. Moving on to 9. I think we may have done as much as we can with 9, but it probably doesn't hurt to just mark the spots where 9 could be, and then I guess that makes a little bit more progress. At least it feels like you're doing something. I'm still very much trying to play on that strategy of not spending too much time agonizing over a specific cell, which arguably that's probably the problem, is that I am not just thinking about a specific cell and all the possibilities. So let's do that. Can this be a 1? No. Can it be a 2? No. Can it be a 3? No. Can it be a 4? No. Can it be a 5? Yes. Can it be a 6? No. Can it be a 7? No. Can it be an 8? No. Can it be a 9? No. It has to be a 5. Then. Okay. That one cell proved to be way more helpful, I think, than a lot of the other things we've done so far. But I don't know if that fixes anything else. I think the move is probably to just look at boxes that have 2 options and see if we can eliminate it down to 1 option now, since we have 2 pencil marks in every other spot. Can this still be a 4? Looks like it can be. Can this still be an 8? It looks like it can be. What else would we want if we were fulfilling this row? We would want a 5. Can this be a 5? Yes. We would want a 9. Can this be a 9? Yes. Can this be a 1? No. Can this be a 2? No. 3? No. Can it be a 4? Yes. Can it be a 5? Looks like it can. Can it be a 6? No. Can it be a 7? No. Can it be an 8? No. Can it be a 9? Yes. No 1, no 2, no 3. Yes 4. No 5. Well, yes 5. Yes 5. No 6. No 7. No 8. Yes 9. Part of my strategy, I think, that fails is I really don't look at the 3x3 segment grids very often. And I think that also potentially plays a role in stuff in missing some of the solutions. We have a 4 here. Let's see what else we can put here. Can't be a 1. Can't be a 2. Can it be a 3? Seems like that it could. Can it be a 5? No. Can it be a 6, 7, 8, or 9? No. So it's either 3 or 4. Okay. Can't be a 1. Can't be a 2. Could it be a 3? Seems possible. Can't be a 5. Can't be a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So I'm just trying to target anything with 2 options and bring up the number of options. Or eliminate and find a solution. That would also work very nicely. Can this be a 2? No. Can it be a 3? No. Can it be a 4? Possibly. Can it be a 5? No. Can it be a 6, 7, 8, or 9? No. Can this be a 1? Possibly. Can it be a 2? Possibly. Can it be a 3? No. Can it be a 4? No. Can it be a 5? No. 6, 7, 8, 9? No. It's a 1, 2. Did we look at this one? Can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can be possibly a 3, can it be a 4? Looks like it. Can it be a 5? Looks like it. Can it be a 7? Looks possible. Can it be a 9? Let's look at this one. This one has only 1 marker. Can this be a 1? No. Can it be a 2? Possibly. Can it be a 3? No. 4? No. 5? No. 6? No. 7? No. Can it be an 8? So it's a 2 or an 8. But it can't be a 2, can it? So, because there's a 2 already in this segment. It's got to be an 8. That eliminates that. That eliminates that. That also eliminates that. And that. And this is a great place where the convenience of it automatically removing all the 8 pencil marks that were in the areas affected would have been very much appreciated. Okay. So now We have a 4 here. Can this be a 1? No. Can it be a 2? No. Can it be a 3? No. Can it be a 4? Possibly. Can it be a 5? No. Can it be a 6? No. Can it be a 7? Possibly. Can it be an 8? Possibly. Can it be a 9? No, it can't be an 8. Can it be a 9? No. Let's look at this one. Can this be a 2? No. Can this be a 3? No. Can this be a 4, 5, 6, or 7? No. Can it be an 8? No. It's got to be a 1. Gets rid of some more pencil marks. Now, can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3, can't be a 4, can't be a 5, can't be a 6, can't be a 7. Has to basically be an 8. Okay, 8 and 8 now. Overlap. Can this be a 1? It seems like it could be. Either this is going to be a 1 or, I mean, this one has to be a 1, doesn't it? Because this one blocks these 3. This one blocks these 3. This one blocks this one. This one blocks that one. Leaving only a 1 spot in that location. Let's check this one. Now, can this be a 1? No. 2, 3, 4. Could it be a 5? No. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gotta be a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is a possibility. 7 should also be a possibility. 8 should also be a possibility. Nope. Can't be 8 or 9. Could be 6 or 7. I might have a fuller solution here already, but probably it's just worth it to do this square and this square first. Can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3, can't be a 4, can't be a 5, could be a 6, can't be a 7, can't be an 8, could be a 9. So that is accurate. Can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3, can't be a 4, can't be a 5, could be a 6, could be a 7, can't be an 8 or a 9. See, 1 build in here. Whoops. Moving on. After making that mistake, 2 build in here. And the acoustic guitar in this song is a little too bold also. And then if I am criticizing the music in the game, that means I have run out of things to criticize otherwise in the game. And yeah, this is simplistic. Your enjoyment of this game is almost 100% going to be, no, I'll be generous, I'll say it will be 95% based on your enjoyment of solving Sudoku puzzles in any form factor without any assistance at all. And then the 5% is the hints and the user interface, the undo buttons, the save states, which I do appreciate. The undo buttons and the save states and the clock is nice, but there's obviously other things that could have been added, such as a score system, a help file, a hint system to randomly put in one correct number, a way to lock incorrect numbers, and have a second state of saying, I know for a fact this is correct and I've checked it twice. There's a lot of marking things I've seen in the cracking the cryptic versions of their Sudoku puzzles that are not here, such as selecting the outer borders of boxes, drawing lines in the boxes, coloring the backgrounds of boxes, things like that. Things that are pretty obvious, and that if you were making a Sudoku puzzle from scratch today, why could I not put a 7 here? Oh. This 7 eliminates all these options. This 7 eliminates all these options. And then this 7 eliminates this one in the middle. Meaning this has to be a 7. Which means one of these in the middle is a 7. Which we'd already deduced to that. And that may mean there isn't anything more that can be done with 7s at the moment. This 7 blocks all these options. 8. Moving on. This 8 eliminates that as an option. And this 8 eliminates these as an option, so either this or this is an 8. This is not an option. Neither this or this is an 8. Yeah, I don't think there's much more that can be learned. This is not a 9. This is not a 9. Maybe there's something that could be gathered from that. But I don't know what. Yeah, 45 minutes now. And we barely filled in any at all. I guess it would make sense to just check this. This can't be a 1. It might be a 2. And it otherwise would be a 4. You'd have a 2-4 pair and a 2-4 pair there. And you have a 2-5 pair and a 2-5 pair here. All the hints are fairly spread apart, so it's not like there's one line where I could go through a row or even a column. This would be possibly a point where we do just need to make a save state and start guessing based on putting a 2 or a 4 in one of these spots, and I don't think that's really the right move to do. quiet now. And there's almost certainly some transitive properties that if one thing is in a certain pattern, that means something else has to be in a certain pattern that you would potentially just have to memorize to get really, really good at Sudoku. But you should also just be able to figure it out without knowing certain tricks. That being said, when I was younger, I did try to self-teach myself how to solve Rubik's Cubes, and it took way longer than had I simply gotten a book. The internet wasn't particularly as accessible or as fast back in that day, where you could have just watched a YouTube video of how to solve a Rubik's Cube, but I definitely could have read a book and learned the patterns to solve Rubik's Cube much quicker. Although, in a lot of ways, was just also wasting time while being in high school. So the purpose, pretty obviously, even to myself, was to waste time and just fidget with something while I was bored. Yeah, we've gone through this the whole time. Let's just go through a whole line. This one doesn't seem too bad. We have a 2 and a 5 here and a 2 and a 5 here. I don't think we can derive anything else from that. Do we literally want to fill in or try and fill in everything? Is there some trick to this? You would think ones would be what you would focus on. There's only a couple ones left. So this could be 1, 4, or the 4 could be here. Or this could be 1 down there. We have 2 numbers that we have 6 of, 3 numbers that we have 6 of. Need a 2. 2 could be here. 2 could be here. We need a 5. 5 can't be here. 5 could be here. 5 could be here. Or 5 could be here. We need a 6. 6 could be here. 6 can't be here. 6 could be here. 6 feels like it could be here. We need a 7. 7 could be here. 7 can't be there. Or there. It could be there. You see, this line has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clues on it. This line would have 4 clues on it, so let's try that. We need a 2. Can we put 2 here? No. Can we put a 2 here? Yes. Can we put 2 here? No. Can we put a 2 here? No. Can we put 2 here? Yes. We need a 3. 3 can't be here. Could a 3 be here? Yes, yes. I'm just double checking now. Things I've already marked. Could this be a 3? No. Because of that reason. Then 6. Could there be a 6 here? Yes. Can 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 there be a 6 here? Seems like the answer to that is also yes. And then 8 would be no here, no here, possibility here, possibility here, possibility here. Then 9 could be yes here, no here, yes here. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like that helped at all. I guess we continue down that path. I can put I need a 3 in this row. I can put a 3 here. Really only here. Or we could put a 3 here. Could we put a 3 here? No. Could we put a 3 here? Yes. Can we put a 3 here? No. Okay. So the options would be here or here. Can I put a 3 in this spot? No. Can I put a 3 in this spot? Possibly yes. Five can go here, but can't go here, and can't go here. Finally, we find a solution. Okay. That 5 removes that, and since a 3 can't be here, we only need a 3 and a 7. That has to be a 7. That has to be a 3. Finally, we have one segment filled, and the hope would be that that would lead to a lot more progress. Can I put 1 here? No. Can I put a 2 here? Possibly 3 here. Can I put a 4 here? Seems like I can. I don't see any reason why I couldn't. Can I put a 5 here? No. Can I put a 6 here? No. 7? No. 8? Is that a possibility? Yes. 9? No. No 1, no 2, no 3, no 4. No 5. Can I do a 6? Seems like it. Can I do a 7? Seems like it. Can I do an 8? No. Can I do a 9? No. See, can I do a 1 here? No. Can I do a 2? Possibly 3. That would be a no. 4. Possibly 5. No. 6. Looks like 6 is a possibility. 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. Can I do a 1? No. 2, no. 3, no. 4. Possibly. 5, no. 6, possibly. 7, possibly. 8, possibly. No, no to 8. This makes me question if there isn't something more that could be done here. We see a 7 here. Can't do a 1. Can't do a 2. Can't do a 3. Could do a 4. Can't do a 5. Can't do a 9. Can we do a 6? No. Can we do a 7? No. Can we do an 8? Looks like we may have 4, 8 as an option. Let's see. No to 1, 2, and 3. No to 4. No to 5. Can we do a 6? Possibly. Can we do a 7? Possibly. Can we do an 8? No. Can we do a 9? So you got a 6, 7, and a 6, 7, and a 4. It seems to me like I can't do an 8 here, can't do an 8 here, can't do an 8 here. Yeah, we're looking for a 4 and a 6 and 7, and this can't be 6 or 7, so it has to be 4. So that gets us down to just a 6, 7 domino pair. And that points that to being 3s. And then that means this has to be 3. So either this is 3 or this is 3. We may not have a solution to that yet. And this 6, 7 pair may not be solvable yet. Looking at the 4s, now that those two are marked out, either this is a 4 or this is a 4. And may not have any more information from that. Looking at the 5s, either this is a 5 or this is a 5. Now, it looks to me like we need a 5, a 8, and a 9. Could this be 5, 8, or 9? Yes. Could this be 8 or 9? Yes. Could this be 5 or 9? Yes. So I don't think I can solve anything more. Although on the 5s, if I can't have a 5 here, could I have a 5? This 5 eliminates that option. This 5 should eliminate those options. Which means either this is a 5 or this is a 5. And this can't be a 5. So that should be 5. Okay. So this can't be a 1. This could be a 2. Can't be a 3. Can't be a 4. Can't be a 5. Can't be a 6. Can't be a 7. Can it be an 8? Looks like it might be. Can it be a 9? It didn't go the direction I would want it to, but I guess progress is progress. If a 5 can't be here, the 5 can't be here, and a 5 can't be here, then the 5 has to be here, which means this 5 has to be there. We can lower the possibilities down now. Which that shouldn't have been marked as a 5 anyways. So either this is a 5 or this is a 5. And then this is not a 5 because that's a 5. And that's not a 5. So So we're getting closer. We're cleaning up effectively just a mess I made with all pencil marking so much earlier on. And maybe that pencil marking was necessary just to continue to maintain momentum, but in a lot of ways it also is just slowing me down on the back end of the process. If there can't be a 6 here, which there can't because of that, that eliminates these, and then this 6 eliminates these, and this 6 eliminates these. That means that has to be a 6. Which means either this or this is a 6. This can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3. Can it be a 4? No. Can it be a 5? No. Can it be a 6? No. Can it be a 7? No. Can it be an 8? No. So it's gotta be 9. It's just gotta be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's gotta be a 7. I'm doing a lot of counting here now. I guess that is just part of the process, is either you'd be reading out loud or counting out loud or counting in your head. You'd probably be counting in your head more often if you weren't making YouTube content. But admittedly, counting out loud is not giving enough of an explanation as far as what's going on. Either this one or this one has to be 7, which means this has to be 7 there. So whatever these balance out to. Moving on to 8s. Well, we know this has to be an 8. So that has to be an 8. And does that help me any further? Well, no, that's not an 8. And we know that's not an 8. Assuming I'm not making a mistake somewhere. I could have made a mistake 20 minutes ago, easily. I would definitely say these pro packs feel as difficult as the hard ones. Maybe there's a little bit more polish to them, but I wouldn't say by much. Yeah, 2 I think is the only number in this column that we're missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's a 2. And if this 9 is blocking off this, and this is blocking off this, and this is blocking off this, then this has to be 9. Moving on to 1s. Could this be a 1? I think it could be. So I think we just have to move on to 2s. This 2, I guess, eliminates that. Could this be an 8? No, because it can't be an 8. That's all we need is a 4 and an 8 in this row. So if it can't be an 8, it's got to be a 4, which makes that an 8. And this feels like another case where fairly quickly I'm going to end up just putting in one last correct answer and then the puzzle will be solved. Where I would like some cinematic flair where as you get closer to solving the puzzle, maybe there's a exciting upbeat background music that starts to play or play a little bit louder for what would be the equivalent of a final blow in a fight. That's something that, like Hearthstone and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, both are fairly good at, in that they add a lot of music and animation to turn what is really just a boring card game into something that is more video interactive as far as a video game is concerned. It adds extra flair, tries to bring up the excitement. Hearthstone pretty much revolutionized the idea, I guess this has to be a 2, of making card pack openings a much more interesting experience. And I think they probably sold a lot more card packs because of that, by having just a lot of polish, a lot of visually interesting fanfare, fireworks, things like that, or the video game equivalent of fireworks. Could this be a 2? No. Can it be a 3? No. 4? No. 5? No. 6? Yes. Can it be a 7? No. Can it be an 8? No. Can it be a no? A 9? No. So it's got to be a 6. And then that means this has to be a 1. And then that means this is either 2 or 4, which means it's got to be 4. That's got to be 2, which we should have been able to figure that out. So now we have 3 segments fully filled in, an hour and 10 minutes in. And this is basically what 15 minutes in on an easy puzzle should feel like. It does certainly feel, though, like you're going to have this. You know that there's going to be a 2 here or here, so this can't be 2. Could this be 5? No. It can't be 2. Am I missing any other numbers other than 6? No. That's got to be 6. Starting to see more pairs. That's when you know you're in a really good position. Or at least getting better. So, could this be 9? No. Could this be 6? No. Could it be 8? Yes. Which makes that not 8. Could this be 6? No, so it's got to be 9. Which makes that 6. see, we have now 3. Could this be 2? No. Right. We've run into a mistake. So let's eliminate everything that is cross-referenced to this mistake, including the mistake, and ignore it for a moment in the hopes that we can take a step back and recover from the mistake. Of course, the problem here is that if I'm going to trust something, I would put that back as a 3, and then I would put this as an 8. Still, I'd put that back as a 3. Then I guess I can move on to 4s. I honestly don't think I can do anything with the 4s. So we'll move on to the 5s. I don't know if I can do anything with the 5s. With the 6s, but we know there's going to be a 6 in this order. Or at least we thought there was going to be a 6 in this order. I think I am wrong. 6 can't be here because of this. A 6 can't be here. We know there's a 6 here. So this has got to be wrong. Which means either this or this is going to be a 6. And that can't be right. Maybe this is a 6. Just taking more steps back to at least solid logic here. This 6 is one of the hints, and this is 6 is one of the hints. So literally, this has to be a 6 here or here. And then the other one has to be a 7. Which, if we could figure out the 7s, maybe that would help me further. No 7 this way. No 7 this way. Me neither. That's a 7. Or that's a 7. No 7 this way. And this way would imply that's a 7. Skipping over to the 8s. Could there be an 8 here? No. Could there be an 8 here? No. And so if this is correct, can't be an 8 here, can't be an 8 here. Has to be an 8 here. Which, if everything else is correct, means that's an 8. What I want to do here is fill in a solution and then see if from the final solution being wrong, can I find a way to better recover? Can this be anything else other than a 4? No. that's a 9. And if everything's right here, then we have these 3 fixed, and then we've lost this one being fixed, but we have this one fixed. It's not like the solutions really tend to push all the right answers into like one side, and then that tends to make it easier to solve the next side to solve the next side. There probably are a few Sudoku puzzles that work that way, but the numbers are pretty much randomly placed unless you've handcrafted your puzzle in such a way. That's all the 9s. Back to the 2s. Which the implication would be you do this or this has to be a 2, so that has to be a 2. I think that's all we can do. 3s. We have a problem here. In that we can't put a 3 here. We can't put a 2 here. Can't put a 3 here. The only valid places for a 3 would be here or here. Yeah. Which implies to me that this might be wrong, and 3s in general just might be wrong. What if we were to go ahead and just pick a 3 and put it there? Basically guessing at this point. That's all the 3s theoretically in the right place. Moving on to 4s. If the 4s are correct, then this would have to be a 2 or a 5, and it can't be a 5. So 2 it is. Which means this would be a 4. So we have a 7, 6 combo, and then a 5. I guess going there. 4 eliminates this as being an option. 4 eliminates this as being an option, making that 4. Again, we have all the 4s locked. Not certain that they are in the right place. 5 eliminates that, making that a 5. That's all the 5s down. I guess if we procedurally just go through all the numbers, we can eventually maybe figure out what set of numbers might be wrong. 6 here means either this is a 6 or this is a 6. This could be a 6 or this could be a 6. I'm not sure. 6 here means this can't be a 6, which means this would have to be a 6, which would mean that has to be a 6, which would eliminate both of those of being a 6. So let's just get rid of all the 6s. Stop using any mark of a 6 as a certainty except for the default 6s, because I think they're wrong. Then move on to the 7s. 7 seems to line up fine here, and 7 seems to line up fine here. We could have a 7 here and a 7 here, or a 7 here and a 7 here. I don't know if we have it doesn't look like we can go any further from that. 2s now. We have only an option of a 2 here, assuming everything else is right. And we are missing, I guess, a 2 here, which can't be a 2 here, can it? So let's eliminate the 2s also. And so this is what I was wondering, is we've gotten as close, I think, as we can to the end, but something is wrong. You know something is wrong. So my hopes are that if I eliminate all the 2s, 6s, and 7s, we can start over and solve the puzzles from that point. And just hope that's correct, which would be fairly easy here. We need a 2 in that spot, and it would be fairly easy here. We need a 7 in that spot. And then if you can't put a 7 in this one, we would need a 2 and what else? 6. 2 and 6. You can't put a 6 here, so that'd have to be a 6. Can you put a 2 here? Looks like that's the case. This one needs a 7. And this is pretty much going to be my last effort here, because I don't think I can do much more. In this column, I need a 2. In this column, I think I need a 2. I don't know if my strategy here is right. For all I know, there's just a pattern of 9s or 8s or 5s or 4s or 3s or 1s that are incorrect. But the checking didn't catch it, which that's not super surprising that the checking wouldn't catch it. This column has a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. So the only thing it doesn't have is a 6. Then that would make that a 7. And yeah, I have no idea of how I would fix this other than just trying to cheat it. And when we get to these harder puzzles, I don't know if I can just cheat using the show only the available moves trick and mindlessly clicking on every single option. 7 here or 6 here. Seems like either one is a possibility. So we're not ready to do that one. A 2 can't be here. So that would be 2. And then a 6 can be here. This one is looking for a 6. This one is looking for a 7. So far, so good. This one's looking for a 2. And so that's wrong. How do we fix this then? Let's get rid of everything in the segment at that point and see if we can solve the rest of these to figure that out. This is looking for a 6 or a 7 here. Or a 6 or a 7 here. This is looking for a 6 or a 7 here. Or a 6 or a 7 here. I don't think there's any information that works out there. And this might be the indicator that you just screwed over and you messed up way too big when you have the double domino situation continuously showing up. Probably not. That's probably fine. Okay. The thing that has to go here in this column would be 5. There's pretty much no way to argue with that. The thing that would have to go in this row would have to be 6. Which probably means this is wrong. Because if there's a 6 or 7 here, then there's going to be a 6 in the other spot. Meaning this can't be a 6. Meaning this needs to be a 6. Or this needs to be a 6. And we see that that is true. So get rid of all of those options. See if we can continue to fill in. This row needs a 2. And then this row needs a 3. Which either means this is wrong or these are wrong. Well, there can't be a 3 here. Can't be a 3 here. There has to be a 3 either here or here. So that pretty much means that has to be a 3, which means this is wrong. Let's see if there's a way we can figure out how to just solve this bottom part any better. This one needs a 7 and an 8. Seven, 8. This then would have to be an 8 if this 6 and 7 is correct. Should have to make this 7, which then brings that to being a 6. Okay. Now, what I'd like to see is maybe this is wrong here, and then everything would just cycle back around and correct itself. So we need a 2. If this is correct, the 2 has to be here. If I click on the right thing. And then we need a 5. And that should be fine. and 7. Okay. Then this row would be 4. Then this row would be 9. So now we have the bottom 3 correct, or at least looking correct. Then we could look at this column and see that we're, I believe, missing a 2. We could look at this row and see that we're missing, I believe, an 8. If this is going to be 6 and 7, that doesn't change much because we need a 3 and a 4. Put a 3 here, put a 4 there. What are we thinking? 4 can't be here by this black property. 4 can't be here. So either I don't think there's a way to fix this. I think there are multiple mistakes in the puzzle, and I don't think there's a way to recover. Not any way that I understand, at least. 3 would have to be up here, and 5 would have to be here. And it seems like I have just shifted completely everything. Maybe that's a 4. So it's either 3 or 4s that are probably wrong. So let's focus on 6 and 7s. If I put a 6 here, like this, my assumption might be wrong on that, actually. 7 may be true. But maybe it's a 4 that should be. It probably this cube, because we keep running into mistakes in this cube. Six and 7 plus 6 and 7. 6 can't be here because of this one. So it can't be here by this one. So that's wrong. Which means all of that's got to be wrong too. There's just more. Maybe there isn't really a solution. That is the laziest possible thing to say by far, is that there really isn't a solution. But inherently, it doesn't seem like there's a way to recover if you accidentally take a poison pill and make it so that you are using some fact as being incorrect, and like you're using something like it's a fact when it's not a fact. That's what I mean to say. And the only thing I could imagine to do is possibly just try to reevaluate every single number and see if it would make sense to move them around in some way. But effectively, that's just starting over. You'd be better off starting over, frankly, because there's too many possibilities of following a false line of logic when you know you're wrong. The only thing I guess I could do is question everything in these cross-reference sections and then see what that does. It would make that a 1 still, is assuming that this grid here is correct and that this isn't just a situation where you could solve this incorrectly, which you probably could, particularly since it's not fully solved. See, 2s, we might skip over 3s. Skip over 4s. 5s. But if I've made no progress at all, and I can't even use this as an anchor, these 4 corners, these 4 segments as an anchor to try and recover, I might as well just reset. And why bother to reset? This has been a super long episode, and that's another problem certainly of trying to cover a puzzle game, is that at any point you could have just major catastrophes in covering the puzzles. It can certainly turn into a nightmare where you're spending an extra hour trying to solve it. And there's no good out, no way of gracefully breaking up a puzzle. No 9, no 9 here. Go ahead and put the 2 here, assuming that's correct. And then, can't have a 9 here because of this. And what I've solved so far definitely implies that the 9 should be here. So, erase even more. This is just getting worse and worse. But really no guarantee at all that I'm not just going in circles either. I may very well just be going in circles. And not really improving the situation. One of these songs has a few chords. That's this song. It's somewhat similar to a 1980s song called Money for Nothing, or which Weird Al parodied into the Beverly Hillbillies. And it starts with I want my MTV. And so the chords are reminding me of that. We need a 5 in this row. So if everything is correct, this should be a 5. But if this is a 5, then this can't be a 5. Also then forces this to be a 5. Which is slowly just erasing these parts over here as being wrong. If this is a 5, then that has to be a 5, which then erases that from being right. Which, if we're just going around in circles around this, then this is probably wrong. I need to just find an endpoint to this journey before we hit the 2-hour mark and just give up. I'm being very, very stubborn here, giving it as much possible effort as I can muster. Also trying not to pencil mark anything, because I do suspect that the pencil marks are part of the problem, and that I'm accidentally pencil marking things that I shouldn't be, or confusing myself at least with the pencil markings. I may not have much of a choice. Going forward. Yeah, 2s are wrong. 2s have to be wrong. Just pull out every single 2 in the puzzle. Hopefully we got the 3s right in that case. That's pretty much all we can do at this point, though, is hope. Fours have to be wrong too, because this would block all the possibility of a 4 being here, this would block all the possibility of a 4 being here, and this would block all the possibility of a 4 being there. So just get rid of all the 4s. Literally nothing could be right. It could all be wrong. Even where a 4 placement would have been could affect where the 5 placements were, which could affect where the 6 placements were. Yeah. 5s are wrong too. So just undo all of this. We're gonna end up, and I guess this is as good of a way to end this episode as possible, is we're gonna just end up unmarking every number and just having to admit we don't know anything. We did not learn a single thing in this whole process. If the 7s were wrong, that would kind of make sense. But we may also be at a point here where we can't prove that the rest of these numbers are wrong. Okay, I think there's literally one more thing we can try, and then I think we have to give up at that point. We can try cheating. We can turn on show only the possible moves on this very hard puzzle, and then we can click on every single cube until we see something that has only one possibility, and see if that works for us. This only will work if everything that we left is correct. If anything, even a single cube is wrong, probably won't work. And the fact that we see this and there are no possible moves, that tells us that we were wrong. Alright. Start all over again. Let's cheat the other fashioned way without inputting any wrong information. And you would think that this show only the possible moves would mean you can't possibly misclick, but in the few times I've done this before so far, it does feel like sometimes you can somehow click the wrong number. It doesn't feel 100% rock solid. I suppose this is a good way to also like show the audience, and this again would probably be something you would want in any Sudoku game that is totally missing here, is the give up, just show me the answer button. Particularly as a content creator, if I was running out of time, I would much rather satisfy the audience and say, well, I screwed this up and I failed, but let me show the audience what the answer was for people playing along at home. And Sudoku Universe just doesn't have that that option. So what I would have to do then would be to have like a website that solves Sudoku puzzles, which those definitely exist, and type in all the hints and just be ready to show the website and click the solve it for me button, which that would be just about as quick as cheating through this process, which will recursively become quicker as you solve more boxes, but it still is very much just brute forcing the solution. And I don't know if it's 100% guaranteed that you can completely solve puzzles this way when you get to the harder levels. It may be a case where brute forcing in this method may only get you so far, and then you have to play regular Sudoku for a while before you could possibly brute force some more. Seems like that is the case in this instance, because we just clicked on every single cube and that didn't work. Find out anything helpful. Mindlessly clicking show me all the possible moves isn't really too different from what I'm just logically thinking and marking and pencil marking all the possibilities. At a certain level, this may just give you a hint. See, so there's an example where this has to be a 7 because this blocks all this, and this blocks all this, and this blocks all this. But all the possibilities being shown were much higher, so you can't just always brute force it and cheat it. And I need to not be confused by this timer because I reset the puzzle and we are at 2 hours, so I need to keep that in mind. I really would like to show off the solution to this puzzle, but is it worth another 15 minutes? And is it better perhaps to go back to brute forcing, or should I think things through more? Because I really only solved a couple of locations. It doesn't seem like that changed too much here as far as all the possibilities. So yeah, that didn't help. 2 crosses this way, 2 crosses this way, and crosses this way, meaning only that. That can be a 2. Is there anything else we can take from the 2s? Well, 3 crosses this way, and a 3 crosses this way, meaning what can be proven is that one of these 4 corners is a 3. Kind of nothing else. 3 crosses this way, and that could be a 3, and that could be a 3. 3 crosses this way, and this way, meaning one of these 4 could be 3. I think it's worth marking that. 4 crosses this way, and 4 crosses this way. That could be a 4. That could be a 4. just back to solving the puzzle, or trying to solve the puzzle again. And that was not the intention here, by any means. The intention was to see if we could brute force it. 6 crosses here, 6 crosses here, meaning that could be a 6, that could be a 6, that could be a 6, and that could be a 6. Seven comes down here, 7 comes up here. That could be a 7. That could be a 7. That could be a 7. Pencil markings are really not doing anything more unless I can actually solve something here. Yeah. Unless I can actually solve something. Actually making any progress. Line crosses here, line crosses here. That can be a 9, that can be a 9, that can be a 9. Yeah. Going through all of this. This can't be a 2. This can't be a 2. This could be a 2. Can't be a 2. Could this be a 2? Yes. This could be a 5. This could be a 5. It could be a 5. It could be a 5. I'd have to find a row or column where a number could only be in one place. So what I'm doing right now is not even the strategy I need to look at. I would have to look at each of these rows and columns and see. So let's do that before we give up, which I've said that several times. Now, I need a 2 in this column. Can there be a 2 here? Yes. Can there be a 2 here? Yes. I need a 4 in this column. Can there be a 4 here? Yes. 4, 2. And that would have probably been the most helpful one. I need a 2 in this section, which can't be. I also need a 6, a 7, and a 5. This can only be 6 and 7. This can only be 2 and 5. This can only be 2 and 5 and 6. And this can be everything. Is there literally nothing here that we've opened up a possibility on? There should be one thing at the very least. At least it feels like there should be one square at the very least that would have only one possibility to it. Right, well, this one needs to be 2 or 5. This one could also be 2 or 5. Okay, we need a 4, a 5, and 8. And a 9. So this one could be 4 or 9. This one could be 4 or 9. I think at that point we know that the 9 can't be here. So it's either 5 or 8. And that would bring that down to 5 or 8. Maybe I'm making the wrong assumption there. So if this is 4 or 9, then this has got to be a 3. Does that solve it much? I don't think it does. Five or 7. Apparently. Or 3, 5 or 7. Or 3 or 7. Six or 9. 2 or 6. 7 or 6. It's not helping as much as you would think it would, though. 7, 6, and 4. 7 and 4. You would think this would eventually just tell you the answers by clicking on all of this, but my mind is just glazing over the possibilities, and so I'm just kind of mindlessly pencil marking things. Okay. 3 could be here, 3 could be here. 1 or 2. 1 or 4. Okay. If these two are correct, then we know that the 1 is going to be in here. Does that help me in any other way? No. Not really. There's just a wide variety where every single pencil mark makes some sense. And that's whether I'm mindlessly doing it or the game is helping me make the pencil marks, or whether I'm logically thinking everything through. It's not helping me by giving me different information. At a certain level, what I should do is just click on each of these and then see if maybe in the segments there is a possibility of only one number being available in the 3x3 grids. But that's my last idea. I'm not pushing this any further. I seriously doubt this is gonna work. I don't see how pencil marking everything would highlight something, because that you're adding information, you're not deducing deducting information and adding possibilities won't likely get you to a solution. I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Clearly there's no automation here where it would just fall into place. And I totally would have taken a hint an hour and a half ago if the game allowed it. Also imagine here what's going to happen is I'm going to do the Pro Pack 2 and have no comparison really to the Pro Pack 1. Alright, well, notice here that there is only one 1 in that square. So that, I guess, gives me different information. Is there possibly another scenario where that's the case? Where there would be only 1 3 possibility. Probably not with the 4s. Not with the 5s. Definitely not with the 6s. 7s. No luck. 8s. No luck. And then 9s. No luck. Yeah. So, even cheating, it seems like you can only get this far. And then possibly you literally just have to start guessing. There's not anything highlighted in all the possibilities, and filling in exactly one here should only affect things directly in line with this, which is to say it really shouldn't have affected anything in that case. You could start on the bottom and work your way from 9 to 1. Still not going to change anything. This 9, I guess, tells me that this can't be 9, which means this has to be 9. Okay. Some small bit of progress there. Maybe there's similar logic that can be happen here. This 8 tells me nothing, though. 8 could be either row there. We would need things either in vertical or horizontal groups of 2 or more. I guess it could be a horizontal group of 3, 2, or a vertical group of 3. But if it has any in another row or column in the same 3 by 3 segment, it's not going to work. I wonder if I reset the puzzle and started in this corner and cheated, would that change the outcome? Or would it still be impossible to solve just by using the cheating method? And honestly, if I'm going to cheat, why don't I just bring up a Sudoku website on my phone almost certainly I should do that. It would be more efficient to type in the starting numbers and then type in all of, well, you can't even type in this game. That's another problem, is that you really should be able to have a number pad plugged in to type a number. Let me just double check that. Let me hit the number 4 here. No, I guess you can't type on the keyboard to type in the number. It just doesn't tell you that in the menu. Let's see. Pencil numbers. Oh, no, it does tell you in the menu. I've just forgotten. My brain's drained regardless. That this has been a failure for Pro Pack 1, puzzle 151. And kind of an, I guess, nice round number. From 151 to 175 gives you 24 puzzles, and then from 76 to 200 you get another 24 puzzles, and then from 201 to 225 you get another 24 puzzles. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to bother with this yet. Inevitably what will probably happen is I will try to get all the achievements for doing easy, medium, and hard, and then I'll probably have very little motivation to cheat even to get all the achievements for doing the Master Ninja packs versus the Pro packs. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Master Ninja packs are actually just better curated and not as difficult anyways. So I probably would never actually bother to solve all 225 of these puzzles. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. It's been a long one. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.